Well, it's day 17 of my 22 push-up challenge. Yesterday we left off with a discussion of the many factors that can affect the fine structure and connectivity in the brain. The changes discussed are changes that occur naturally in the normal course of everyday life. Such changes occur every single moment throughout life. In fact, the mere act of viewing this video has produced changes in your brain, even if nothing I've discussed is new to you at all. Just the laying down of new memories is a result of these structural changes, which we refer to as plasticity. The brain is simply amazing in its ability to adapt and to change, and it is the evolutionary key not just to our survival, but to our dominance on the planet. No other animal on the planet is anywhere near the ability to adapt that we do. However, all of this ability to adapt to changing environmental conditions also opens us up to pathologies caused by our brains adapting in ways that are not in the best interest of the subject or of society. To understand this, we can look at the effect of trauma on certain regions of the brain. The most obvious is a region of the temporal lobe in a group of nuclei called the amygdala. This region is heavily involved in the regulation of fear and aggression response to stress. Indirectly, the amygdala plays a key role in PTSD via its interaction with the hypothalamus, the adrenal gland, located just above the kidneys, and is responsible for the fight or flight response. The increase in heart rate, the increase in cognitive focus, the shrinking of pupils, stiffening of the muscles, and other physiological changes that occur in preparation for defense are all normal responses to danger. But when conditions are extreme, such as intense trauma or stress over extended periods of time, the increased levels of adrenaline, cortisol, and other hormones and enzymes released into the bloodstream have a detrimental effect on other organs, as well as inducing long-term changes to regions of the brain. Increased levels of cortisol have been associated with spatial learning difficulties and memory deficits. In short, these conditions can lead to long-term changes in personality, including depression and/or anxiety, hyperactivity, or panic. Studies have also shown a reduction in the volume of the hippocampus, a region involved in the formation and retrieval of short and long-term memories, as well as playing a role in our ability to distinguish the past from the present, as well as our location within the environment. This decreased volume and resultant loss of functionality may explain such phenomena as flashbacks, when a subject confuses the present time or environment with a time or environment associated with past trauma. A reduction in volume of the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, which is this area directly in the front of the brain, together with the amygdala, are involved in emotional responses to stress, have also been found in patients suffering from PTSD, resulting in excess fear, anxiety, paranoia, or aggression, even when faced with stressors completely unrelated to past trauma. A study published in 2013 from survivors of a mine disaster found structural damage in the form of atrophy in the prefrontal lobe, in the occipital lobe, and in the superior parietal lobe, which is this area right at the top back of the brain here. Generally speaking, what these findings of decreased volumes of brain regions impacted by trauma are beginning to show is that the brain responds to these stresses by decreasing the interconnectedness of key brain regions. This decrease in interconnectedness results in an increase in detachment from reality, probably an evolutionary response to emotional pain, to withdrawal as a form of emotional defense. I believe that's enough for today, and I think tomorrow we'll look into what current research is showing as far as promise for treatments for victims of this disorder, and I look forward to discussing that with you tomorrow. For now, my 22 push-ups for day 17 will follow.
Have a good day.